The question is anybody here? How are we? I hope we're well. I hope you're good. Welcome to the Party Pal. It's Monday, December the 23rd, 2024. We have 8 days to go until it's New Year's Eve. Next week, Tuesday, it's New Year's Eve. We're open today. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, we're open for a shortened market. And then closed Wednesday, open Thursday, open Friday. Next week, open Monday, trading Tuesday, closed Wednesday, open Thursday, Friday. There are only 8 actual trading days for option gamblers and option writers the next 2 weeks. The rest of the time, 6 days, are holidays. Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. So think that way right now. Think about the fact that in the next 2 weeks there are only 8 trading days, which means if contracts expire next week Friday, every day until then, the contracts are losing 12.5% of their time every day for the next 2 weeks. And that, as a writer, as an option writer, which is what you should be if you're watching me all the time. If you're following me all the time, you are an option writer already or an option writer wannabe. You have to think in this box and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to write options that expire next week, Friday. Those suckers only have 8 days of trading. Whoever buy these contracts from me, whoever buys those, they only have 8 trading sessions. The rest of it is holiday time, and they've got to sit at home, twiddle their thumbs, and tolerate Uncle Chester and Auntie Mimi and their cousins and their grandparents and their parents and their brothers and their sisters. They got to do the family thing instead of trading. And there are 6 days of this. And next week, Friday, they're all over. All those contracts expire. So accelerated depreciation rates should be happening here. Theoretically, you should be looking for opportunities to write contracts that only have 8 trading days left, including today. From there, hey, we'll be into the first week of January by the time that second Friday rolls around. And 2 Fridays after that is the third Friday of the month. And that is a big expiry day for contracts, as it is every third Friday of the month. And here we go. We're only 2 weeks away at that point from the next third Friday, January's third Friday. So, option writers, you've got to be tending your garden. You have got to be tending your option rights. You've got to be on top of the fact that if you wrote some puts, some calls, credit spreads, that you aren't too far out of the money, that you're making sure that you're closer to the money as you're closing in on expiry days. Too many times I talk to people one-on-one and help them review their accounts and their trading patterns and how to maximize returns. One of the biggest requests I get from my viewers who want to talk to me one-on-one for a one-on-one private session is they'll say to me, I don't think I'm maximizing my returns properly. I seem to be writing options that are the right options to write. They're the correct trade to do. But for some reason, I'm not scoring the home run or making, I think, enough for being correct in what I'm doing with respect to letting the gamblers take all the risk. One of the areas where viewers of this channel and option writers tend to leave money on the table, especially the option writers out there who don't have any plan whatsoever. They're just winging it on their own, hoping it'll work out. Not necessarily my viewers, but any option writers out there that don't follow a channel like this or have taken classes and are constantly willing to relearn what it is they're doing or refine what they've learned. What they're making, the mistake they're making is where they're writing contracts and the contracts are expiring and they get caught in this trap, they get caught in this mindset that, they only have 4 days to go and then they die worthless. So I might as well just wait and just let the last 4 days, let the contract die, or it's only got till next week, Friday or so. And I'm already up 85% because when I took the position I took, I got this much money for the contract, and now it's only worth this much money, and the odds are now it's just going to die worthless. And I'm just going to let that happen. This is where a lot of mistakes are made with regards to how much money you should be making on your option trading strategies, option writing strategies. You should be monitoring your trades daily, and you should make adjustments often. And this goes against some of you. I know some of you are going, oh no, Bruce, I just want to set it, forget it. I don't want to be a day trader here. I don't want to be that. I understand. And I hear you. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with it. And the problem I have with it for some of you is you actually are in need of a win, a bigger win than you've been getting, or you're in a position to get a much bigger win than you realize, because you may have written an iron condor where you started off by writing a credit spread, maybe a call credit spread, and the stock you wrote the credit spread on, you figured being so far ahead of the market that the stock being down here and your call credit spread is way up here, you got all this range here to protect yourself. No big deal. But after 3 or 4 or 5 days, the stock started moving up, and you had to now think about and execute a rollover. And you did. You did a call credit spread rollover, and you moved up in strike, and you moved out a week in time or two, took the money, the added cash value from the wristwatch, more time you're offering, the more money you're going to get, and you took a better credit and you adjusted your strike prices and comfortable. But at the same time, now what some of you are doing, this is also the correct thing to do, is you have the credit spread going and you shifted it, but now you're creating a put credit spread behind it because you needed to bring in a credit of, I don't know, $1.50 on the spread, a $2 credit, whatever the credit amount was. You need to bring in a certain amount, and going out in time, a week or two, gave you half the credit, but the other half of the credit you needed to pull off the switch to move your strike price up on your calls was creating a put credit spread. That brought in an immediate credit again into your hands against the call spread. Now you got a put spread. This is an iron condor. The stock's in the middle. And it ended up not costing you money, or it actually gave you more cash into your account. But now you've got 4 contracts to watch instead of 2 contracts to watch. There you go. Now go forward again, and the stock went up a little higher, and you did another rollover of the calls, but you left the puts alone, and the stock went a little higher, but not enough for you to have to do a rollover, and then the stock began to back up a little bit, and now you're quasi-comfortable. You're sitting there going, okay, I got calls here that are out of the money or around or at the money with the stock having come back a little bit. My contracts are at the money, but they're shrinking. And or I'm actually still in the money on these contracts. This credit spread has passed me by, but it used to be way ahead of me. And now that stock has backed off. I've rolled forward, and now I'm comfortable for the next week not doing anything on the calls, because the stock might just sit here, and I'm looking at my next roll position that might be a week or two longer in time, but I want the current calls that I've written to shrink in time. I want time to shrink on these before I roll them. In the meantime, you've ignored the puts. The puts are way out of the money, and you're happy because you brought in a credit on that put trade, on that put position, and now the value of those puts are very, very low because they're way out of the money. This is where you're missing out on making additional cash and protecting your account. You are in a position to actually roll those puts or the calls. If the stock's gone down or the stock's gone up, whatever your situation is, whichever pair are way out of the money, you should now be and constantly be looking at bringing them in. Now, I've made a big to-do here with all of you to say, look, if you're going to write NVIDIA calls or puts, you're going to do NVIDIA credit spreads, and the stock's 135 or something like that. You can't do 140s on the calls and 130s on the puts. That's way too close to the market, because NVIDIA can move $15 in one day. Oh, okay. Got it. I got you, Uncle Bruce. So I've been talking about 10 to 20% spread away from the market. So I've been talking NVIDIA credits, call credit spreads, at least $20 to $30 ahead. So I've been talking 150 to 160 to 170 range on the call side, and just as much as a spread on the put side behind the market. And I've been telling you 2 to 3 week expiries down the road is where you want to go. You want to be 15% away from the market with only 3 weeks of time offered to the gamblers. On rollovers, you may find that, well, I had to go to 4 weeks, but by the end of next week, that's back to 3 weeks, and I'm ahead of the market. I rolled ahead, and I'm okay, fine. But as the third week comes, and now we're coming into the second week, and we now have 2 shortened weeks, you may be in a position where you can move up your put contracts on NVIDIA, on Rocket Lab, on GameStop, on whatever you're working on. You might be able to move your credit spreads, puts closer to the market, or the calls closer to the market for a bigger credit. This is what I'm getting at. I'm talking about getting more money from the same expiry date by shifting in a little bit closer. Not right to the market, but you're a mile away over here on the puts. You're a country mile away. Move closer to the market. Maybe you're now 10% behind the market with only 2 weeks to go. Or you're 8% behind the market with 6 trading days to go, 4 trading days to go. You're squeezing it in. You're constantly making adjustments. And you will, at any time, if necessary, do a rollover on that trade. Because if you moved your puts within 8% of the market and your calls are within 6% of the market with a week left to go, you're now in a position to move into the 2 week, 3 week window out in time for both of those contracts if the market moves one way or the other towards one of the pairs of contracts. Time will now bail you out and pay you handsomely because you have very little time left on the exact contracts you're into. You can now move forward 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks forward and grab the time premium on the same prices, or you can shift them both. You can shift the puts lower, the calls higher by going out 4 weeks in time to the 3rd Friday of January or something like that. That's what I want you to think about. So you're tending your garden constantly. You're like a hairdresser. You're like a barber. A barber constantly fusses with my hair. There is no hair to fuss with, but he constantly fusses with my hair once he cuts some of it off. And I look like $1 million dang when I leave the store. Women love the fact that their hairdressers are all over their hair, and their hair is perfect while they're sitting in that chair. Because the last 10 minutes of the session, it's the little things, a little trim here, a little curl there. That's what I'm talking about with your options accounts. As writers, I want you to be that finicky on the results you're bringing in. And it might be that you're saying to yourself, Uncle Bruce, you're telling me that I'm running an account right now with options and credit and cash on hand. I got 30,000 cash on hand. I got 50,000 cash on hand. I got 180,000 cash. I have a lot of cash on hand because of cash secured puts and credit spread writing, blah, 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 blah. And you're talking about bringing in $3,000 here, $5,000 here, $1,000 here, 1,500 here, 800 here. You're talking about the little things. And I am talking about the little things. I am constantly talking about the little things. If I can get you to take $500 a week more out of your option account in cash, in additional capital, that is $25,000 a year to you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that kind of nickel and diming that adds up to thousands and thousands of dollars more that you will now be compounding for the next 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 years. So you might think, oh, $500 a week on my big account, big freaking do. Yeah, well, in 5 years from now, you compound that return to the kind of money you've been making so far. If I can improve your efficiency by 1 or 2% a week in production, in net profit production, over 5 years or 10 years, unfathomable difference. And the pros from Dover who are sitting in Wall Street right now, the professional option writers, these people are dealing in tenths of a percentage point in better performance on their portfolios. They're not looking for a 5% gain on this trade or a 4% gain on that trade. They're looking at 0.1% better return on this trade versus that trade. And they'll do rollovers for that little. They're dealing in millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars a trade. I got to get you thinking like they think with your hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars. That's what we have to do here. You have to be that attentive. And if you can afford to be that attentive from a time perspective, you're interested in being that time attentive because you don't want to be bored just holding a position and wondering what to do. You have something to do between trades, analyzing potential trades and maximizing net profits from an existing option position. At the end of the day, what people sometimes miss here, my writers miss the fact that you are actually always rolling over your option writing account as an option writer. Less than 10% of option writers write options and let them expire worthless. Less than 10%. The only folks who actually let options expire worthless are 0 to expiry option writers. The ones that make a final adjustment on their options with 1 or 2 days left to go in the contract's life and then let those expire. The last 15 cents, the last 30 cents, they're the ones. And these are institutions. Most successful option writers, including institutional option writers that write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 week out contracts or less, they don't wait until the end to roll over. They're already taking 60, 70, 80% of their profits and have made adjustments to their portfolios and are constantly rolling over. And yes, it can happen where you are doing an iron condor on a stock, above and below a stock. And yes, the stock meanders back and forth, and you are now squeezing in the spreads, the price, the strike prices of the calls or the puts or both as we come into the final days. And yes, it could be that on a Wednesday morning, you've made your last trade on those expiring contracts that die this Friday. And yes, you are letting them die worthless. But those weren't the contracts you wrote 3 weeks ago. The contracts you wrote 3 weeks ago were a country mile away from the market, you thought. The market, in the meantime, moved up or down dramatically, and you've rolled and adjusted, but you've constantly risen, dropped or lowered, and adjusted the spreads and slowly started tightening them as you get closer to expiry day, till you get to the point where you may have started with a 20% spread, and you ended up with just a 10% spread between the stock price and the two sets of contracts with days or hours left to go. And sure, you're letting contracts expire, worthless, but those weren't the contracts you wrote. Those are the contracts you eventually moved into as you let them out, if that's how you're going to play it. For some of you, you write contracts that expire the third Friday of every month, and your objective is simple. Uncle Bruce, I'm writing January, third Friday expiry contracts right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to write third Friday of January for the best premium I get my hands on, great liquidity, tight spreads between bids and asks, and I'm setting it and I'm forgetting it, and I will be out of that trade in the next week to 3 weeks. I won't be around for the last week of those contracts. Under ideal circumstances, I will be out of this trade on the 10th to the 15th of January, and I will have rolled into the third week of February already, and I'll be sitting on those by the time these expire in the third week of January. So what I did in December, a week and a half ago, I already closed out my contracts that were expiring last Friday, a couple of days ago. I closed that position out a week before. I'm already into the third Friday of January, watching dramatic last 2-3 week shrinkage happen to those contracts. That's how I like to roll. I have no problem with that. I love it. Maximizing your returns is what it's all about. Many of you here are good option writers. You write options that are out of the money, and you get a big fat premium for them. Great trade. Now you've got to tend to that trade and maximize it. Really enjoy the maximum return from it. And it might mean walking away from that trade once you hit 75, 80% profit, because there's 2 weeks left in time to only get 15, 20% more. Whereas if you roll now, a month further out, you are taking on the big option right for premium dollars, highest premium you can get above book value. And in the next 2 weeks, where this one would have made you the last 15, 20 cents on the dollar, this new trade is making you 45, 50 cents on the dollar. And it's more dollars. You've got to think that way constantly. Maximum return of my capital for the amount of time I'm giving it. And I'm making you think this way, that every day you are exposing options to shrinkage, You're looking for maximum shrinkage to your bottom line. And you may find that the last 4 days of a contract's life, from 30 cents to nothing, is chump change compared to a 4-day shrinkage of a 1-month contract. Those 4 days give you $1 of shrinkage where you could have had 30 cents of shrinkage if you'd done nothing. You're better off taking the $1. That's what we're after. Okay, so enough of that. I hope I'm not confusing too many of you or boring too many of you or what have you. If I'm educating some of you, great. 0 days till expiry options are the crack cocaine right now of gamblers. There are option gamblers out there who were once investors in the market. They were once employees of companies putting $200, $300, $400, $500 a month away into their savings account. The employers are matching half of it, all of it, whatever. And they were once loyal employees to the company and to the plan, and they were thinking $500 a month. I'm putting in, the employer's putting in $500. $1,000 a month is being added to my pension, and I'm going to live within my means for as many months as I can to make this happen. Because in 5 years, there's $60,000 going into this 401k, and even if it just makes 5% return, it'll be a $3,000 return on a $60,000 account. And I and my employer are putting $12,000 more into it, and it's making $3,000 on its own. There's a retirement plan here. Yeah, there is. Well, that was then. This is now. There are people out there who've figured out, one, my employer has no plans for me beyond a few years. I've seen too many people of mine, friends of mine, already get laid off, or I've already been laid off from 3 employers in the last 10 years. There is no loyalty for me whatsoever. And some of these gamblers have decided, I'm going to become a day trader in the market because I don't want to bet on NFL games to make a living. I want to bet on the stock market every day to try to make a living, because I don't need to make a month's worth of money in one trade. If I can make a month's worth of money over the entire month, I only need to make 20 trading days. I only need to make 5% of my overhead every day to get by on. And so people think that I'm going to become a day trader of stock, and or I'm going to become a day trader of options. And now the new game in town that has just come up in the last few years, 0 days to expiry contracts, options that are created this morning and that die this afternoon. And for gamblers with not a lot of money, this is the way to go, because $5,000, $3,000, $10,000, you're a player. You can play today's expiry options. And there are people buying calls and puts on spec, throwing up $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 to trade, and they're just trying to make 50% on their money today and get out. The winners of 0 days till expiry contracts are the writers of the winners, especially those writing out of the money calls, out of the money puts, condors, credits, I mean, you name it. Cash secured put writers that are writing cash secured puts that die tonight. The problem is the percentage return on the amount of capital you have to put up is very, 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 very small, which makes sense because it's a 1-day contract. And that means the writers are gamblers too. Now, you can reduce the risk of your gamble by doing credit spreads on calls and puts, but you're still dealing with volatility trades that are scary. I do not recommend any of you get into 0 days till expiry contract writing. I just don't. The reason I don't is because there is so much money available to you writing contracts on stocks that expire every Friday, and you're doing 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week writes. Great. That's enough action. But the other thing that you're getting when you're an option writer with a month to go, 3rd Friday of January, you've just given yourself time to correct a trade that doesn't work out. Rollover time. If you have rollover time, you have day after day after day to make your next shift to protect yourself. Now, whether it's you've written credit spreads on calls, you're now creating credit spreads on puts to bring in a credit to allow the calls to be moved higher, that type of trade or any other type of trade, you've given yourself the clock as your weapon. If you're a 0 day to expiry player and you're a writer of those contracts, yeah, it's true. You can write calls or puts that are way out of the money with 6 hours left to go, 3 hours left to go in trading. But there are times where an event out of left field can catch you too. And you don't have the 95 to 100% payoff rate that you would have on a 1 week, 2 week, 1 month contract trade. You might be down to 60%. And there are times where options and indexes move way too suddenly for something stupid that wasn't called for, expected, or in any way foreseen. And you are caught with 20 contracts and you're upside down $3 a contract, and that just cost you $6,000. To get that back, you need 10 consecutive days of wins to get it back. You're a gambler now. You're now a full-blown gambler, even though you're a writer, because you're not playing the conservative side. You're on the action side. Many of you here don't have the experience to do it. You certainly haven't got the time of day to do it. You're not in front of the computer every second of the day, all day long, because you don't want to be, you can't be, you're not trained to do it. You will watch a movie on Netflix on another device. You will play a video game on another device. You're not paying attention to the subtleties of the little movements that 0 data options require you to have. And that is why the winners of that market are the institutions that initially created it. They've created the ability to write these options into the market and allow the gamblers to buy and sell calls and puts and day trade this stuff. And they know deep down inside, most of these folks are losers. Most of them are going to lose their butts. They'll win 6 out of 10 trades and they still lose money. There are day traders who win 8 out of 10 trades at a time. They win 80% of the time and make no money, because the fees to run the trades, the costs, and the timing, when they have losers, it wipes out 4 gains. One lost trade wipes out 4 days of gains, and you have 3 losers in a row. They've lost their entire month. This is the common game at the racetrack, at the slot machines, at the roulette wheel, at the blackjack table, and 0 days to expiry contracts. Your best bet is to be an option writer out of the money contracts with serious premium and letting the gamblers put all the risk on their account and you take the money. The winning trade of winning trades around here is cash secured put option writing. It's just a winner each and every time. SoFi right now is $15.48. You can write $20 cash secured puts on your SoFi right now for Jan 26 and be hauling in on the opening. You'll haul in $7 a contract, a share, $7 a share coming to you to buy a stock that is $4.50 in the money and the rest is yours. A $2.50 premium in time for a 12-month trade, approximately 12-month trade. And the cash is in your account along with the deposit you need to write the contract in the first place. You're sitting on $2,700 for every put you write on a $2,000, $20 write. Costs you $2,000 to cough up the cash, plus the $700 in your account. You get $2,700, hauling in daily interest in the meantime while you're waiting to either buy that stock back or let it go higher in value, or sit here and watch that contract shrink. It's going to shrink $250 anyway in value between now and next year if the stock doesn't do a thing. But if the shares go up $3 in the next year, which is unlikely around here, that's not the thinking, right? But let's say it only goes to $18.50 only, those contracts are worth $150 book value at the end of next year. And you took in $6.50 to $7 today, you've made $5 to $5.50 per contract net to you, or $5 to $5.50 for every $20 bill you put up to make the trade happen. Put up $2,000 and you cleared $550 on $2,000. You just cleared 27.5% on your money, plus the daily interest you got paid to wait. And around here, it's not uncommon to generate a 5% interest rate return as well on the total amount of capital in play. There's the name of the game right there. If you have $2,700 and make $1.35 in interest for a year, and you made $550 on the contract trade itself, you cleared $685 using $2,000. That is 34% on your money on one trade. That's what's happening on this channel. I don't know what's happening on other channels, but around this channel, that is the mentality here. Now, the stock would politely go to $22 in the next 3 or 4 months because of S&P inclusion and other factors. Well, terrific. These contracts are worthless. They have only got time value left. They'll be trading at $2 a piece in no time. You will buy those back and now write $25 cash secured puts and bring in another $7, which will add $4 to $5 to your pocket already, plus the interest. Welcome to the party, pal. That's what we do around here. And if that sounds boring to you, you don't know how to make money. If I'm telling you your possibility of upside is 20 to 40% a year, being an option writer on this conservative kind of option strategy, and this doesn't turn you on, you're a degenerate gambler. You're not an investor. You have no vision of what an investment should be. You haven't got a clue what's going on. You're the perfect sap the market has been waiting for, because you're the one that's impatient and looking for action today, this week, this month. It better move or else I will do something else. This is what brokers live for, because stock brokerage firms hang around for decades and decades and decades. Institutional investors hang around forever. Insurance companies have been using customers' cash, premium money from insurance policies, to write contracts and buy stock and hold forever, like Warren Buffett. The Warren Buffetts of the world get richer and richer and richer doing the same damn thing since the 1950s. And there are people who watch me and watch other channels around YouTube who are in a hurry to get rich today. These are the perfect victims of the next crash, a bad week, a bad day on Wednesday. They're the ones who lose patience and jump ship. And that's where the rest of us who stick around and fold our arms and going, hey man, I wrote a contract that dies in the third Friday of January. And when I wrote it, I got this gob of money, this incredible gob of cash for something that was worthless or worth way less than what I got for it. I already know my worst case scenario is by the time this contract approaches expiry, my worst case scenario is I'm going to be up 10, 12% on my money in a month. And I'm sitting here going, Uncle Bruce, if I can make 10% a month on my money and I can compound this from time to time going forward, I'm a very wealthy person. I go from 10 grand to 20 grand in a hurry. I can go from 30 grand to 60 grand in a hurry. I can go from 120,000 to 240,000 in a hurry. I can go from 3 million to 6 million in a hurry. It's a matter of where are you starting at and where you're heading for from there. And of course, if we can get you from 20 grand to 40 grand, and from 40 grand to 80 grand, and from 80 grand to 160 grand, by the time you get to 160, you'll sit there and go, you know, I was only at 20 grand like a few years ago. I don't know anyone else in my family, at work, anywhere, that has made this kind of money on anything else. I know a friend of mine who bought a house, was a fixer-upper, and they poured all kinds of money and labor into it, sweat equity, and then they flipped it, you know, but it took like 3 years. The whole thing took them 3 years. But in 3 years, this individual took their 150 grand and turned it into 250 grand. But in 3 years, I took my 100,000 and turned it into 400,000, 600,000. I'm way ahead of these guys. But you've got your trade, you've got your specialty, option writing. They've got theirs, house flipping, house renovations. They've got splinters and, you know, weekends given to painting and drywalling and dealing with the contractor. That's their world. You're in your world. Which one do you want? What's the one that works best for you? And that's all it is. It's nothing personal. It's just business. And one person isn't any better than anyone else. If you know someone else is making money doing what they're doing and they love it, and you're making money doing what you're doing and you love it, you're both winners. And there are people out there who you both know that didn't make any money in that time frame. and won't make any money in the next 5 years either, because they don't apply themselves to something that can help them get to another level. Welcome to the world. Welcome. You're allowed to fail and you're allowed to win. The question is, how bad do you want each one to dominate you? And which one do you want more? How bad do you want to win? And congratulations, those of you who are here, because you want to win. Thank you for joining me. Richard Carlin, Deep Value, Stock Jockey, Alex, CKT, The Big E, Andre Delatorre, John Anderson, Weber, Spicy, Charlie C2, Robert is here, Pappy J, always here. There's Charlie. The Shovel is here. Good day. James of the Misty Tree, dude, Mandu. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. James of the Misty Tree, I'm camping with a family in the, yurt on the Oregon coast, yet still able to write and manage my options. What a world. I like this game. There you go. There's one advantage of being an option writer versus being a home fixer-upper. You can do your option trading wherever you are, anywhere in the world, anytime. Whereas if you're a fixer-upper, you're kind of stuck with the house. You're sort of stuck there. Bobby, Jan, waking up to my first vacation day. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Oh my, Larry is here. Vladdy, Stephen Butler. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you in here. Amy J, ALA is here. The man is in the house. Adam's here. Ryan is here. And Charlie is here. Welcome, all of you. Mark Downs, I'm number 78 right now. Charlie was looking at December 27th. $74, $76 put spread, paying around $40 premium for the short week. Wild stuff. Thank you all, everyone here. Jeff is here. Jeff JR, how you doing, buddy? Good Wrangle Bruce and Andy Jen. Merry Christmas to you guys. Brian is here. Jeff, folks, buy the classes. I did. I learned, and I'm not looking back. Invest in yourself and start working on quitting your day job. Rock and roll, buddy. Christina, number 91. Good morning. Brian, I have 300 shares of GameStop to write on. I'm excited. I'm listening to some other YouTubers. There could be some nice movement near the end of the week. I am having fun. Giddy up. Christina JR, why aren't you a Goldie? Asks Christina. Walter is here, number 96. Peter, good morning. D.H. Ruda, number 105. Keith, Just Truth, good morning. Barry C., good morning. Thank you all for joining me today. Welcome to the Party Pal. I have a poll question out there. It might be a bit out there for you. I don't know. See if you want to tackle this one. The question today is, SOFI will rise to $20 a share this week. So in 4 trading days, today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, SOFI will hit $20 a share. Do you think that the company, SOFI, and any analysts out there are going to talk about the fact that SOFI being at above 1454 now for over 30 days consecutively, is anyone going to mention this? And anyone going to mention the importance of this movement, this absolute significance of the fact that the shares have been over 1454 for 30 plus consecutive days? I'm curious. I'm also curious whether any analyst or follower of SOFI will come out with the fact that by the mere fact that the shares have been over 1454 for over 30 days means that the company is actually in a position to call its option trade, may have already done so, and could call the debt completely out at their leisure anytime they want. And would it make any sense for GameStop to close this $850 million IOU into stock before the end of this year? Or would it make sense to do it in the first quarter of the new year? Or what? I don't have the answer for that. I don't know what Noto is thinking. I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm very curious to know. So I'm wondering if the company were to say today, tomorrow, Thursday, they were to make a press release saying the company has informed and notified all of its institutional investors that have an $850 million convertible debt offering. All of you guys that have that note, we're calling it in to give you stock instead. If that announcement were to be made in the next 3 or 4 days by the end of this week, what effect would that have on the stock, and what effect would that have on analysts and their target pricing for SOFI? And will any analyst come up with an announcement or a comment that says The company's fourth quarter is ending like everyone else in 8 days. They will release their fourth quarter financials at the end of January, first couple of days of February. And in that time frame between now and then, we are upping the price target for SOFI over the next year to $25 a share based on the fact that, one, they're making way more revenue than they projected. They have over 10 million members now. They're going to be over 12.5, 13 million by the end of the year. They're also $1.7 billion richer on the books because they took an $850 million debt obligation and turned into $850 million of stock in the company instead. That's a $1.7 billion swing from debit to credit, and they didn't issue a single share from the Treasury. Will this happen? And that's why I'm asking the question, could the shares hit $20 this week? 76% of you, 74% of you are saying, no freaking way is that going to happen. Where 26% of you going, Bruce, this is something to think about. Maybe you might be right. It could well be that between now and the end of this week, a big sector, a big chunk of the street that follows GameStop and could become followers of GameStop could be well informed this week by an analyst, bloggers, vloggers, what have you, that this is a possibility that this $850 million convertible debt might be canceled against the company, and these institutions will now be shareholders of the company, getting the stock at $9.40 a share for their debt. This could become public knowledge this week to the street. Most of the street is unaware of the fact that this is actually possibly happening. 236 of you have voted. 26% say no way are we going to get to, yes way, we're getting to $20 a share by the end of the week. 74% say no way. We're going to find this out. I think it would be interesting to see if whoever says it, whether the company says it, an analyst says it, or vloggers and bloggers say it, guys like me and others. If enough of us talk about this deal in that light, could it be that the street, the millions of people that are aware of what SOFI is and what they do, and the thousands that own the stock, tens of thousands, want to get more, or another 5,000 investors want to become investors in SOFI because of this massive asset shift that has happened? Could that create enough of a momentum trade to break the stock through $20 a share? Remember, the high of the stock last week, 17.19 was the high of the year, multi-year high. We're only at 15.49. We're not even at 17.19 yet. If we were to run to 17.19 today or tomorrow, what are the odds that by Thursday, Friday, we could run from 17.19, 17.25 to $20 a share? That's only $275 away. Just saying. Now, of course, keep this in mind as well. Right now, the market cap value of SOFI is approximately $16.6 billion. Approximately that. The shares go to 17 again. We're over 18 billion in market cap. We break 19 a share. We're up to almost 20 billion market cap. This puts the company SOFI well within S&P 500 inclusion as far as market cap size goes. Earnings are there. This is the sixth quarter of earnings coming up at the end of this month. That's not a problem. It's a US-based stock. It trades enough volume. It's got enough stock in institutional hands and public hands. All those criteria have been met for inclusion into S&P 500. When would this happen? When could this take place? That's also on the table. And maybe an analyst just comments on that. Maybe an analyst for Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Merrill Lynch, Jefferies, whoever, any of these outfits. Somebody out there mentions a couple of things, including the $850 million debt cancellation into stock, the S&P 500 inclusion possibilities, the all-time record revenues expected, the fact they've broken 10 million members already, blah, blah, blah. Any of that or all of that. Could that already happen in the next day or two or three? And we've got ourselves a $20 stock going into next week. There you go. I'm just a guy in front of a computer asking, hey, what are your thoughts? Keith Just Truth says, good morning. D.H. Ruda, good morning to you. Matt, good morning. All 107 thumbs up checking in right now. Rocketeer, good morning, Uncle B. I hope everyone here is a Merry Christmas. Kent is waving, saying hello there. Are you back from Georgia now, or are you still in Georgia? Didn't you go to Atlanta? How did that work out? How are things going? We are dying here. Jen and I are just, we can't wait. We're out of here on Jan 1 for Rancho Mirage. We're heading your way. We can't stand it. Dude, Merry Christmas to you. Deep value. Cheers, everybody. Christina SOFI, Bruce. Not GameStop, Uncle Bruce, says Christina. Nico, haven't heard anything about convertible debt outside of your channel, by the way. No one else talks about it. Tom Kaufman. Hi, everybody. Nico, let's see what happens here. Brian, I have the next 2 weeks off. Yeehaw, I'll be bugging you all day, every day now. I apologize in advance, says Brian. Deep value, Nico, Chat, GPT, and Grok give you the info instantly, whatever that means. 1549 on SoFi. We've been at 1560, 65 today. We'll see how the market opens up. We're 14 minutes away from opening for the day. We're down 184 on the Dow. We're S&P down only 9, and NASDAQ is actually up 22 points. Oil down 34 cents a barrel right now. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. We've got all kinds of speculation coming up here, all kinds of potential uncertainty, geopolitical and economic. And you can thank yourselves if you're in the United States. Majority of you in America voted for a particular individual to become president of the United States, and you are now going to enjoy all of the consequences of that choice. And welcome back to 2016, 2020, all over again for another 4 years of fun. And last week, we saw the beginning of the future of the Congress of the United States all week last week, trying to get through a spending bill. And that was with a 7-vote majority for the Republicans. Starting the late in January, that is a 2 to 3 seat majority in the Congress. You thought last week was crazy? Watch out. Wait till February. Have we got other stuff to worry about? Anyway, that's the story. I'm just saying it is what it is. We are going to go through the big change. It's going to happen, and the markets are going to have to face the reality of the fact that the future, the next 90 days, will be action-packed, to say the very least, and it might not be all that pleasurable an experience. I don't know. If you're an option writer, the good news is you don't actually have to care too much because you are now an option writer. You're not a gambler in the market. So there is that. Thank you, everybody. Bobby is saying it's 13 minutes now to the beginning of Shrinkmas. Kent, we're back home. Rough tournament for the kid. Golf is hard. PSP was a madhouse yesterday. Palm Springs Airport was a madhouse yesterday. So many people flying to the desert. Well, just the pre-Christmas crowd coming in. I know. Jen and I are well aware of Palm Springs International Airport right now is a madhouse. Way more arrivals than departures. They're all coming in for the Christmas holiday, of course. Absolutely wild. Bobby, time to get the dishes done. Stephen is here. John is here. TDS incoming. Charlie, let's hope we skip the pandemic this time around. Welcome to the party, pal. Stephen is here. Welcome, everyone. And dude, Merry Shrinkmas to everyone and all. Welcome to the party. It's 1548 right now on SoFi, up 13 cents in the pre-market. Thank you all for joining us today from wherever you are on the planet. We love the fact that you're here. Again, a special shout out to all of you who are kind enough. You're kind enough to become a subscriber of this channel. Cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us as a subscriber. If you have become a member of this channel, a Chillin' member or a Gold Bagel member, thank you again for your support of this YouTuber. It means a lot to us. And again, those of you who are able to hit the thumbs up button quickly, please do so. 128 thumbs ups are already in here. We're 10 minutes away from opening. We're on our way to usually 200 a day. Boy, I'd love to start seeing 250, 300 a day, but anything we can get, we'll take it. Thank you very much for coming through with these thumbs ups. It's much appreciated. The poll question, we now have 259 people voting on this thing. 259 votes. 74 to 26 is the split. 74% say no way is SoFi going to reach $20 by the end of this week. There's no way in hell it's not going to happen. 26% of you are saying, Bruce, it is possible that the stock could well hit $20 a share just this week. It is definitely doable. 455 away from doing that, and $1.50 a day for 4 straight days. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you've got a $21 stock. Hey, what's the big deal? Well, we'll find out. 1545, where it's at, just under 1 million shares traded, I think, so far in the pre-market. We'll find out what the real market has to say about this when we get it opened up. As far as our other favorites we love to talk about here, Rocket Lab is up 17 cents. We got GameStop up 20 this morning at 30.02. Where else have we got? Any other action here? Spire is at 13.37. It's up 13. Gained 71 cents on Friday. The ATIP closed on Friday at 243. Smart Rent, nothing going on there. Apple is up 13 cents. Tesla's up 9.98. Microsoft is down 32 cents. It was down 43 cents on Friday. We got a Google up 120. We have Amazon up a dime. Nvidia's up $1.34. Facebook, Meta up 3.19. Goldman Sachs up 9 cents. Cisco down 24. Arc Innovations up 35. We've got any other moves here of any significance? Netflix is up 250. Vanex Semiconductors up 196. Home Depot down 163. And other than that, there's not much to talk about at the moment. So we don't have massive, speculative, disastrous, euphoric trading going on overall. There's the odd story here, good or bad, but we're going to open up with a bit of a mixed bag market. We're hearing about Honda and Nissan talking about merging together into one corporation. Qualcomm, we're hearing news there. Eli Lilly, Tesla, Nordstrom, and a few other stocks seem to be dominating the story, but there isn't a heck of a lot really being talked about out there so far today. Thank you all for joining us from wherever you are. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you finding us today for Monday, the day before Christmas Eve. Thank you again for those of you who picked up classes. Congratulations, actually. To those of you last week and a few weeks before that, you took advantage of the Black Friday sale. You took advantage of the surprise sale on the classes last week. You got your classes coming in. You know what to do now over your holidays coming up to catch up on these classes that you've been putting off. And way to go, everybody. And again, thank you for those of you who have stepped up, grabbed 5, 10, whatever number of classes to become more educated on how the option writing game works. Knowledge is power. 140 thumbs ups now. Thank you. 60 away from 200. Thank you again. And again, congratulations, all of you. Thank you. Alex Kent, golf is the hardest game, in my opinion. Extreme skill required and nowhere to hide when it's not going well. Hope he bounces back quickly. I am sure he will. Lisa, greetings, everyone. Is the market only half day on the 24th and 26th? Does anyone know? The Kong Wizard lessons in the bank. Discord membership arranged. Let's go, baby. Beach Boy is here. Dude, shrinkish for the rest of us. There you go. Alex, yes, Merry Shrinkmas, a Festivus for the Gold Bagel members of this channel. Doug is here. Good morning, Elders. I have a lot of cash secured puts, long dated, 8 to 12 month contract on some that are at $1 shrinkage already. But I still give a lot of time left because it expired January 26th. Should I wait or roll? Depending on the strike price. That is the key right there. Dude, the bagel wall has been raised. Premium for all, though. Willie, number 141, buddy, I am here for you. Thanks. The thumbs up for you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you all for helping out with the thumbs up today. Thank you for answering the poll question today and just being here as Gold Bagel members, regular members. Thank you. Wednesday night, I will not be doing a primetime live this Wednesday night. That is Christmas Day evening. I will not be on the air for that. Let's do the get together Thursday night. So this Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, I will be live for Gold Bagel members only. So instead of Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern, Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, we'll do the show just for you that we do every week, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce, this Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time this week. Okay, thank you all, and I look forward to it. We'll go over what happened Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday already, and get ready for the Friday program the next morning. Thank you all for being here with us today from wherever you are. I'm showing the Dow. We're 4 minutes away from opening. The Dow's off 170 or so. S&P is down 8.5 points. Nothing burger. Very little movement. We're up 17 on NASDAQ, not even 0.1% right now. It's very quiet opening. Crude oil down 18 cents a barrel at the moment. Okay, everybody, thank you so very much. Dude, give the gift of premium, market makers. There you go. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you again. Late in the show on Friday, if you weren't here Friday, the usual cast of characters, the usual suspects, were trying to donate to my channel. I suppose that's the way to say it. Thank you again to Dude and Beach Boy and Alberto and others who were making donations to Super Chats and PayPal donations. Thank you. Jen has been made aware of this, and she is, as always, blown away by you guys. Thank you for those little Christmas gifts. It's much appreciated. All right, let's keep grinding. Absolutely, Ken. He's gonna grind, and so will us. One half a day for Christmas Eve trading. More shrinkage. Susan Shops, 143, baby. Thank you, Susan, for the thumbs up. Half a day trading. Christmas Eve, says one. Boeing Tiger, each market will close early at 1 o'clock, 1:15 for eligible options on Tuesday, December 24. John T, is there any benefit to rolling rather than just buying back or selling a new contract? Thank you. Yes, there certainly is a ton of that. Lurking, ALA, wow, that is dedication. Didn't expect a primetime show this week at all. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Thursday night it is, 7 o'clock. Yes, rollovers can benefit you dramatically if you are on top of it. You've got to tend your garden here and be just like a hairdresser with those little adjustments at the very end. You got to constantly adjust the hair. I certainly do. You can certainly see that for yourself. Thank you all for joining in. We are at 1550 on SoFi. Just popped a little bit. 1556 now on SoFi. We are a minute away from opening the day today. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the objective of getting richer. That's what we're here for. One, Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's give everyone thanks. Give thanks to Uncle Bruce for making us wiser and richer. And thank you, Juan, for your donation. That came in, and I saw, if I am missing any of you who have sent donations to Jen and I apologize. It's been an absolute madhouse here. Not only Jen is up to here with Christmas stuff going on. That's all, I'm letting her handle all that. But here, for me, it's been insane with your class requests and one-on-one requests and doing one-on-ones and everything else. It's been wild. Zed, thank you for being here. 147. Larry Titus, thank you for hitting the bells. We're open. Richard, away we go, kids. Thank you all for joining the show and being part of the family today. Great to have you all here. Let's get this party started and see if we can help you get richer this week and next week and next month and all next year. Giddy up is what we're talking about here. I think 1553 is where we seem to be at on SoFi. I think maybe 1544, 1550. We're all over the place as usual in the first minute. We'll give this a little more time. We seem to be green everywhere on our favorites, but too early to know. I'll keep you posted. Thank you all for being here. DH, neat, touchgrass, thumbs ups. Johnny Boy C became a YouTube member of this channel. Gold Bagel level member, no less. Way to go, Johnny. Welcome, my friend. JB is in the house. Awesome stuff, kids. Please become a member today. Become a Gold Bagel member. Get the maximum benefits from this channel as I try to help you become richer and richer and richer. 290 people now have answered the poll question. It's about a 3-to-1 split right now. SoFi will rise to $20 a share. 74% say, I don't think so. It's not going to do it this week, Bruce. 26% say, it might do it this week, Uncle Bruce. We'll see. 1558 now on SoFi, now 1559. It was slowly rising back to this 16 level that we left behind on, what was it, last Wednesday, Thursday. We seem to be coming back here. Charlie is saying, hey, welcome, Johnny. Charlie is welcoming Johnny to the channel. Thank you again for joining, all of you joining this channel, renewing your memberships or upgrading from Chillin' to Gold Bagel member. Thank you. We just hit the highest level of Gold Bagel members since this past summer. We had a wave during June of Gold Bagel members and subscribers to this channel when SoFi went from $7, $8 to $11 in June, and when GameStop went from $19, $20 to $60 odd dollars. Those two waves back in June were the biggest wave this channel had all year. That lit up the channel and brought a lot of people back who hadn't been around here in a while, especially the GameStoppers. And they came back to watch, what's he saying now about GameStop? I haven't watched him for 2 years. And they're going, what is this option stuff he's talking about? He's talking about GameStop and writing credit spreads and call options and poor man covered call options and cash secured puts. This is all new. I hadn't heard this before. I hadn't watched him since the big blow up of GameStop back in 2021 with all the manipulation going on. And now GameStop ran up to 60 odd bucks with Roaring Kitty coming in all this, and he's on top of it. He's on it. I'm going to join his channel. I'm going to become a Gold Bagel member. I'm going to become an option writer. I got to get in on this game because his viewers here, they're making money, man. I'm checking these trades these people are talking about doing, and they're working out. The other thing I like about Bruce's channel, people said back in May, June, July, the fact that he says, why don't you take my first 2 classes on how to become an option writer and then open up a practice account with one of these apps. They're free. You don't have to pay to open up a practice account. And try writing options in the practice account from the viewers over here as they talk about what they're doing. Just mimic these people. And that's what started happening in June this past summer. And all of a sudden, we had a new wave of people who wanted to get the classes and start talking about one-on-one sessions with Uncle Bruce, because they're going, well, if these people can do it, if these people can make money option writing, why can't I make money option writing? After all, I got 1,000 GameStop, I got 2,000 SoFi, I got Rocket Lab shares. I like these stocks. Why can't? Hey, well, welcome to the party, pals. Nice to have you here, Johnny. Greetings, friends. Right on, Johnny. ALA, welcome, Johnny. ALA, neat. Don't forget the knee emoji attack. Hit those knee emojis. The Knights of Neat are controlling everything. We're at 1554 now on SoFi. Make it 1551 to 1554. We're up about 18 cents so far. The Dow's down 95. Rocket Lab is up 65 cents. GameStop is up 46 to 30.28. AI down 29 cents. Nvidia's up 222. Tesla's holding a 960 gain right now. Costco down 280. Coinbase down 460. We got ME at 330, nothing going on there. Google up 150, Apple down 15 cents, Microsoft down 35 cents, Broadcom up 694, Intel's up 19 cents right now. Netflix is ahead 54 cents. Meta, the old Facebook, up 9.10 a share, 594.35. Eli Lilly up $9.95. Amazon up a penny. Supermicro up 49 cents. Uber's up 79. Adobe up 311 right now. AMD up 367. So we've got some gains here, some losses. It's being reflected in the indexes, I think, here. Yeah, NASDAQ is up 90. The Dow is down 90. So the industrial Dow conservative 30s are lower, but the NASDAQ 100 are higher. And today is the first day that Palantir has joined the NASDAQ 100. So the question is, how is Palantir stock doing this morning now that it's a member of the NASDAQ 100? And Palantir is up 18 cents right now, trading at 80.73. And notice how Palantir jumped last week, coming into the inclusion into the NASDAQ 100. We were on Thursday at one point on the sell-off down to $70 a share. Now we're at 80, and the all-time high is 80.91. We're at new highs for Palantir at the moment. Now, of course, Palantir has already made a big move because of its first inclusion into the S&P 500. That was the first thing that happened about 3 months ago, and now NASDAQ 100. Palantir continues to power higher. SOFI is next. I'm warning you, I am telling you, and don't come crying to me when you miss yet again another opportunity to get rich because of SOFI. You missed it from $4 to $7. You missed it from $5 to $8. You missed it from $7 to $10. You missed it from $8 to $12. You missed it from $10 to $15. You're now sitting here going, what should I do? Should I do anything with the SOFI? And I've been telling you and begging you and pleading with you and encouraging you, write cash secured puts on SOFI to make money on this thing. If it wants to go up, you're going to make a ton of money being a cash secured put writer. And right now, the $20 cash secured puts for January 2026 expiry, 13 months from now, they're begging you, please buy these contracts or write these contracts. Write these contracts. These Jan 26 $20 puts, write them. Put up $2,000 and haul in $600+ in cash right now to do this thing and collect daily interest on the money you're sitting on top of that. This is, I can't make it any easier than that. I just can't make it any easier than that. Christina, let me go back and check my credit spreads. That's right, 15.55. This stock goes to 16. Christina, you're laughing. Okay, they're spread. They're now 19 to 71. Okay. The DA, here's a £5 donation. Super chat. Hello, I should have listened to you 4 years ago. You were telling people to buy Palantir. It was at $6. I bought some then and sold. Do you have one more? SOFI. S&P 500 inclusion is going to put SOFI at $30 a share. Right there. The fact that their $850 million debt offering is going to become common stock that's already free trading, that's going to add momentum to the stock. The fact that they're going to have 20 million members in 2 years. The awareness factor of SOFI, like Palantir, it's a $50, $60 stock in a couple of years. Here it is, $15.54, right cash secured puts. You don't even have to buy the stock. You don't even have to buy the stock. Dude, MSTR entered to Friday. Volume was double average and the stock ran up 11%. Bruce, I think those funds that had to position, they bought the dip. Here you go. Matt, Uncle B, how much do you hate selling deep in the money calls in SOFI for the end of this week? Not a good idea. Brian, Rocket Lab is up 5%. Giddy up, kids. Rocket Lab up $1. Matt, 750 strike with 950 last, I think. No. Matt, I guess it hinges on the answer to your poll here. Brian, GameStop hit 30.50. Bruce, 30.32 right now, up 50 cents. Burrow King Sound is in the house. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Lisa, more NASA contracts for Lunar. I may need to roll my Jan 17 covered calls, and that could move Rocket Lab even higher. Rocket Lab's on a roll. It was a $6 stock a year ago. SoFi was a $6 stock a year ago. GameStop in the last year has been as low as 20-ish. AI was in the teens. All have benefited and all have made you a ton of money if you wrote cash secured puts on these positions. And you can continue to do that right now. You can continue this trade. Take this money, this gift of upwards of a 30-something, 40% return on your SoFi if very little happens to it. I can't imagine if it went to 25, 30 bucks a share, there will be people here making 200% on their money. Their accounts will go from 50 grand to 200 grand. They'll go from, I don't know, 150 to $500,000. There are people here who have become very different demographic people in the next year because of SoFi, Rocket Lab, GameStop, and AI, just to mention a few, and credit spread writers. You're going to change your complete demographic look totally. You're going to start getting emails from advertisers you've never received emails from before because they're figuring it out. How they figure out that you're richer, I don't know, but they do. And you're going to start to get ads from Tiffany's, from Rolls-Royce, Bentley. You're going to start getting country club, golf cart manufacturing ads. You're going to start to get high-end stores, high-end products. American Express Platinum ads are going to come to you. They're going to offer you the opportunity to go into the high-end credit card end. You're going to start getting ads targeted to you from airlines for their business class. This is going to happen. You're going to be in a demographic that is the upper middle class and higher, and you're going to get a different world of advertisers coming for you. You're not going to be chased by Walmart. You're not going to be chased by the discounters. You're going to be chased by those who know and can smell this individual has got cash flow, capital. This is a winner. Get ready. I'm sorry. It's coming, whether you're ready for it or not. It's coming. Thank you, SMCI. SMCI booted off the 100. Lunar is hot. Touchgrass. Anyone playing R-Cat? Anyone playing that? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Can you tell me the name of this thing? DA, I have 121 AMC and 22 GameStop. What are your thoughts? Okay, I don't know what this means. Also, I don't know how much to do cash secured puts. What platform to use, and how do I learn to do the contracts? Thank you. Classes. Start at class number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Just get onto the classes. You've got 3 years of catching up to do with this channel. There are viewers here since 2021. It's almost 4 years. Viewers here almost 4 years now who have learned all of these tricks. All of these are. You've got to do the education now to catch up. You've got to take this quasi college do-it-yourself thing that I put together by watching these classes, setting up a practice account. You're likely in the UK, so you might be going to IBKR or other outfits. Become a Gold Bagel member of this channel, and you can get into the Discord group and start asking them questions because there are people from the UK in that group as well. You got some work to do here, but hey, you got the rest of your life now to generate wealth and grow. Welcome to the party, and thank you for these donations. But become a Gold Bagel member immediately. Brian Touchgrass, I was last week in and out in a week, made a couple of $100. Wish I was still in it. Touchgrass, drone manufacturers, interesting. Zed, buy the classes, man. Brian, GameStop 3066 versus 3070 right now. Zed, did you notice we can respond? We can respond to super chats. Brian, 3081 BZ, member for 42 months. I've been a member of this man's channel for 42 and 3.5 years. ALA, how did you do that, Zed? And Zed is right. Start with classes 1 and 2 right there. Brian, I've been a member here for 27 months and counting. GameStop and Uncle Bruce, the only breakfast I need daily. Thanks for everything, Uncle B. Thank you, Brian, and thank you all for these notifications. How long you've been here? The cash, these super chats, super stickers, PayPal donations. Thank you all. It's a Merry Christmas for each and every one. I hope you've had a good year this year. Hope you've had a fun time learning how options work and enjoying some returns from the option writing adventures you've had. We're up 116 on Rocket Lab, by the way. We're up 73 now. GameStop 30.55. NVIDIA up 2. Tesla up 4.98. SoFi up to 15.42 to 15.50 roughly. And where else? AI down 12 at the moment. As Zed says, there's an icon on the super chat. We can reply and like the chat. This looks like a new feature. And the DA has joined us as a new member, chilling with Uncle Bruce level. Okay, you've joined at the lower level. You're able now to comment on this show without having to make donations. Fair enough, but you're not a Gold Bagel member yet, but maybe someday you'll become a Gold Bagel level member and you'll join at the higher end, because then you can join us Thursday, well, usually Wednesday nights, primetime live. This week it'll be Thursday night, and or you can join me a half an hour sooner at 8 o'clock Eastern instead of 8:30 Eastern as a Gold Bagel member for the Trade Alert show that we do right here before this show starts. But whenever you're ready, it's okay. It's for some folks, it's a graduation thing. It's all good. Thank you all. Christina, here is a question for you, Uncle Bruce. If you hadn't made this channel and made the classes, what would you be doing? I wouldn't have made these classes for sure if without this channel. You are right. I mean, one without the other would not have happened. What would I be doing? Well, I would still be running the other channel exclusively. I would be the Traveling with Bruce channel. I would have been doing a lot more work there than here. And I would have probably been eking out a living from that channel as far as views goes, because I had far more views on that channel than this channel that I do now. Because that channel was ad driven and it was all about cruising and travel news. But by now, that channel, Traveling with Bruce, I would have been doing cruises, group cruises after the pandemic, because I had booked group cruises on that channel that were to happen in 2020. And they all got canceled with COVID. So by 21 and 22 and 23, and by now, we would be doing probably a group cruise every 90 days. And that could be European cruises in the summertime, Caribbean cruises in the wintertime, Asia cruise, Alaska cruises, river cruises. And that would have been the angle over there. It would have been channel work. And if you're a regular of my travel channel, you're likely aware of other travel channels that do cruising as a specialty, and they're doing exactly that. Those folks that I was one of they're on cruise ships all the time. I would be with them, and we would be getting together with those folks and their viewers. That's where I would have gone. But this channel, I started it in the middle of 2020 during COVID. And by Jan 21, this channel took off because of GameStop and the meme stocks and the Reddits, the Wall Street Bets crowd. And this channel completely exploded out of nowhere, to shocked Jen and I to no end. But then I realized very quickly, oh my God, I got work to do here. I'm going to have to step up here and change this channel's trajectory away from where people thought, oh, I can become a millionaire watching this guy. He's going to make me a millionaire tonight. All I got to do is watch one show and I'll know exactly what stock to buy, and it'll go to the moon, and Bruce will make me rich, and I'll never have to watch any other YouTuber ever again. I had to get away from that crowd to say to the world, hey kids, you're into GameStop? Great. You're into other stocks? Great. Well, there's a few pitfalls out there you may want to be aware of. And sure enough, the option writing thing began in about May of 21, roughly April, May of 21, and classes came out. So that's how this channel has evolved. DA, maybe in the next couple of months, I'll join Gold. It's all good, my friend. Zen Estate, I've been a member 36 months. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, for introducing us to a whole new world. ALA, Zed, thanks, Zed. Unfortunately, this millennial still can't make it work. Dude, Wrote some put spreads on GameStop, brought in $515. I got to take advantage of the all extra holiday shrinkage. There you go. Matt is here. Gotcha. Thank you. Chad, thank you. Is the Gold a Bagel early show on Discord or YouTube? It's on YouTube. If you're a Gold Bagel member, the early show starts at 8 o'clock Eastern right here for Gold Bagel members only for the first half hour. Then I kick over to this show, 8:30 Eastern, for everyone else. Cutting Edge Flicks, good morning, Uncle B. DA, I have 121 shares in AMC and I got 22 shares of GameStop. What are your thoughts? I'm sorry, I know this is not the topic, but I just want to know if it will still squeeze, and then I'll put my money in the SOFI. If you sell those off and take the cash and learn how to write a cash secured put on SOFI, that might be your first move right there. I don't know. Your stock is worth not a lot of money though, right? You've got AMC is worth what, $500? 22 GameStops are worth $600 and something dollars. So there's $1,100. You need $2,000 US to write a $2,000 $20 cash secured put on SOFI. But if you did that as your first trade for Jan 26, you'd bring in $650 on top of your $2,000. You'll now sit on $2,650. And if you can acquire a daily interest ETF of some kind, I don't know how, don't know with whom, I don't know what. You're in the UK, I think. These are things you've got to research. But if you can haul in 5% interest on your dough, 2,600 will bring you $130 a year more, which is $1.30 a share more in return. All of a sudden, your 650 put contract is a 780 put contract to you. You buy it back for $2. You clear $580 on $2,000. That's 29% in your first year, and you're a rookie. But you've got so far to go to get there. You cannot do this as a natural first trade. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. But you're going to have to fund your account a little bit because you have nothing in there worth, a lot. Fair enough. But you got to start somewhere. So you're starting here. Start with the classes. Grab class number 1. Grab class number 2. When you're able to, watch those 2 first and open a practice trading account, maybe through IBKR in the UK or whoever else is available. Do some Google research, that type of thing. Send me a private email. If you become a Gold Bagel member, send me a private email telling me so that I can get you into the Discord group. DA, if it squeezes, then I'll be my profits and so far. I watched you 4 years and I was calling, and this is where you were calling Palantir. Again, I don't see a squeeze on AMC. I see nothing but death there. I see that stock sitting at $2 to $4 forever. And GameStop, you don't have enough shares to get rich on. So you've got to become an option writer. You got to have at least 100 shares to be an option writer, though. So, you could write an option on AMC, I guess. You could try and write a $5 call option on AMC for 6 months or something. I have no idea if there's any money in it, though. I don't talk about AMC option trading potential at all. I'm not a fan of that stock. It's Flint Creek. Good morning, Merry Christmas, and happy holidays to everybody. Flint Creek, I'm waiting for your list of 5 classes. When you're ready, you let me know, and I'll send them to you. In my opinion, AMC is trash, says Flint Creek. Lisa, Palantir is red right now. DA, I really like this guy. He knows what he's talking about. Thank you. Christina, I was there for it. My wife came home during the GameStop surge and said, hey, there's this guy on YouTube talking about that GameStop stock you have. So I tuned in to see what he was talking about. Dude, it's really true. You should sell AMC. So much dilution for these shares. Better to work towards 100 shares at GameStop at the very least. A touch grass. This is the way. Lurking ALA, the DA, you need to start paper trading once you have watched the first 2 classes. You've got to learn the ins and outs of it. Dude, my favorite stocks are MSTR, SoFi, GameStop, Tesla, and MSTY. Those are pretty much all I own, and I write on those. DA, thank you for your advice. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. I'm glad to have you here. You are welcome here. All newbies that come in here, you have such a learning curve to pick up on because you're a newbie, of course. You've got to understand that practically everybody here right now that is talking to me, many of these people are Gold Bagel members, they're Chillin' members. They knew nothing. They knew nothing about options when they first found me. Almost all of them knew nothing about options. Just like you today, you have very little knowledge of the option market or a limited bit, or you heard stuff. Same thing with everyone else here. And I started bringing out lessons because I figured out, my God, I cannot do my show every day, 5 days a week, to this audience and rehash what an option is every single day. I can't do that. I have got to make classes about what are options, how are they created, how do they trade, why are there options, who trades them, how do they value these things, how they expire, how they're created, then how do you trade them. Went into lesson number 2 with all that, puts and calls. I mean, a whole new language, a whole new market, a whole new world. Then lessons 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in quick succession. Within 8 months, I had 10, 12 classes created. Then we created the next 5 or 6, and now we're up to 18 classes. 2 hours each, 36 hours of roughly instruction. That's a college course. And you want to take all 18, God bless you for it. Take your time. Watch one a week, one every second week. A few months from now, you'll be half the way through, all the way through all these classes. You're going to notice that all these comments, they make sense. You know exactly what they're talking about, because between me and these kids and the lessons,
and you go back and you rewatch them.
You rewatch the classes, as Auntie Jen says. Exactly. Auntie Jen, how are you today?
I am good.
We are going to be busy this week.
Oh, we are going to be busy this week, starting today. For those who know the Newfoundland and Irish tradition of Tibbs, Tibbs is today.
Tibbs is today? I have no idea what that is.
It's a house party for friends.
Uh-oh.
Because after that, it's family.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be nuts.
So it used to start out that the men would go from house to house collecting all the other men, and they'd all go to the pub because they knew it was their last chance before they were surrounded by family.
The wife
for 3 days.
And the wife says, "You're not leaving the house. You're not leaving the house. Everyone's coming over here.
You're talking to my Uncle Charlie.
We're going over to Uncle Charlie's house. You're not going to the pub. No, he's not going either. No, you're home there."
And put down the screech. My mother's coming.
Get rid of that screech and get the good stuff out. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, we're going to be busy here. We're gearing up for tomorrow night. Then Christmas, we have
Christmas Day.
I have to go somewhere, and then I'm back here Thursday, Friday, and on the weekend.
Makes it sound like prison.
I have to go somewhere, and then on the weekend coming up, packing up, because we're getting out of here, and we got to put all the Christmas stuff away because we're out of here Wednesday morning first thing. So we got stuff to do. Oh God.
I know.
We're going to be exhausted by the time we get on the airplane.
A knee injection.
And someone's getting a knee injection. We're going to be up to our wazoo in stuff here.
We're busy.
Yeah, we're busy.
For old retired people, we're busy.
For old semi-retired people, I
Plus,
suppose. Yeah.
After Christmas, we have to take all the decorations
That's
down.
what I mean. All the decorations have to come down, boxes and boxes. I've got to clean out the storage room to get at these boxes, fill them all back up again, and then put it all back. Tetris. I got to play Tetris in the storage room in our apartment here. Oh,
that's right.
I can't wait to get out of here, because once we're out of here, we're down to suitcases of stuff, not the entire house of stuff. I can't wait to get out.
Yeah.
And we're surrounded by palm trees and green grass and
the
golfers.
Sun is not so
and
low. The sun is so low.
And hot tubs and swimming pools. And, my favorite Costco store of all Costco stores, Rancho Mirage's Costco store.
Oh, no, my favorite is Rancho Cucamonga.
You like Rancho Cucamonga?
They have a huge outdoor sitting area.
Oh, oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's.
I'm sorry, Rancho
Cucamonga. No, that's that's okay, but can't hold a candle to my favorite. But to each his own, man.
To each his own.
Giddy up. Trader Joe's waiting for us. In-N-Out Burger waiting for us.
That's right.
We can't wait to get home.
It's all about the food.
It's all about the food, man. Oh yeah, we
The
can't wait.
Welch's Concord grape jelly.
Oh my God, we're gonna be able to buy. I'm gonna be able to like Welch's Concord grape jelly, and I got to remember to bring some home with me because you can't find it in Canada anymore.
Well, and we're getting to the bottom
Of the one
of
we
my
got.
sisters.
Yeah. So it's time to go. It's time to go. So I'll definitely have grape jelly today.
And not be blinded by this low sun.
Oh, our days now are officially getting
longer.
Yeah. Officially, but
it's
4:30 sunset around here, man. 4:30 sunset.
And 8:30 sunrise. And then the sun just doesn't get very high, so it's always in your eyes.
It's a 6:30 sunrise in Ranch Mirage. 2 hours earlier the sun rises.
Is there much longer?
But it sets at 4:35, 4:45. But now the days are getting longer there too. So
yes.
Into February, into March, we add an hour more. Yes.
Just think of those boring people who live near the equator. That
Yeah.
the sun is always pretty
It's always
much
right
in
up
the
at the
same
top
place.
there every day. It's right up there. Yeah.
Do they even know they're spinning around? I don't know.
Do they have a clue?
Do they
know?
even have a clue?
Do they know anything? I don't.
Do they know it's Christmas?
Do they know it's Christmas?
All right.
Grape jelly bagel, baby. Here we
Grape
go.
jelly bagel.
Oh, we're finishing off the last of the bagels. We're getting ready to roll. Oh my gosh. Thank you all. Lisa, I rolled my lunar Jan 17s into February 21s. I'm already green on this thing. Dude, I'm stock agnostic though. These just perform the best premium wise. Christina, do you remember when we would ask you over and over again, is it buy to open and sell to close for call options? Oh yeah. Oh, I remember the early days. Do I ever? I'll be honest, I know nothing at all about options. And DA, you couldn't have come to a better channel. You're going to learn a whole new bunch of stuff about the market here. This is another world entirely. This is the world of the casino, where everyone here is a casino unto themselves, and they make money from the gamblers. And that's what you used to be. Hopefully, we're going to turn you into a casino as well. Brian, AMC is not a good company. I just happened to be in the basket with GameStop. You might as well be in costs. At least that still trades with GameStop. Sell AMC, keep the GameStop. What is your cost basis on GameStop? A lurking angler fish AMA. Good morning, Auntie Jen, and Merry Christmas. Richard, good morning, Auntie Jen. Brian, you need to buy 78 more GameStop to get 100 shares. Then the fun begins. There you go. Brian, good morning, Auntie Jen. DA, Brian, I am 90 plus in the green on GameStop, and I'm down 1,600 on AMC. Well, there's a tax loss waiting for you and gains waiting for you on the other side of these trades. Dude, member for member, 2 years, 3 months, 9 days. Took all the lessons. Took a private course. I started making money. Bobby, here comes the Shrinkmas treats. Goodbye, waistline. Shrinkmas treats. Alex, to the DA, if you're prepared to put some time and effort into learning the classes, they're gold dust. Buy lessons 1 and 2, and if cash is tight, you can start generating money straight away. You will earn while you learn going forward after your second class. That's the norm around here. Larry Titus, good morning, Auntie Jen. The big Z, Zellos, outside of knowing your stuff, Uncle Bruce, you are a straight 8 shooter and genuinely a good dude. I'll thank you for that. I sometimes get accused of the opposite. I appreciate that. Mandu number 5, good morning, Auntie Jen. Alex, good morning, Jen. Juan Velasquez, good morning, Auntie Jen. DA, Alex, right now cash is tight, but mid next year things will be better. I'm 29, 30 next year, and I want to retire in the next 5 to 10 years if possible. I'm sick of the 9 to 5. This is a common recurring theme around here. You've come here at the right time. You're at the right age now to be here. You're going. Show me another way, because I got out of school, I got a college, I got a job. I'm slaving and I'm not getting anywhere. This isn't working for me. I'm willing to learn. Rock and roll, Christine, and don't forget about the gym. That's where the laundromat is. Don't forget about the gym. That's where the laundromat is. Don't forget about it. I don't know what this means. Remember, Auntie Jane, you said last year you'd work out while the laundry is going. Alex, the DA, 100% achievable as long as you have the motivation. Yes, Alex, just listen to this bald, homeless Canadian. Just listen to this guy. DA, so far I'm down 20 grand since the last bull run and 1,600 down on AMC. I was hoping Trump was going to put an end to the manipulation and AMC would squeeze, but now I'm thinking I should be cutting my losses. Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, make sure you have your passport and visa entering America in case you get stopped. Oh, don't worry about that, Lorraine. It's all good. Number 171. Thank you, Lorraine. Question, what is a dude? Welcome to the party, pals. We're open for trading. We're here. We're running along. The Dow's off 276 right now. We're down 12 points on the S&P 500. That's a fifth of a point for the S&P. We're down 2/3 of a point for the Dow. NASDAQ is up 0.13%. We're up 24 points on NASDAQ. We got oil down 27 cents a barrel. The VIX is up 81 cents to 1917. We're going to enter now the world of uncertainty when it comes to the Trump policies, hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires. We're going to come into a world of complete and utter chaos because Trump is not disciplined like Obama is disciplined or Biden was disciplined. This is not the same. You're coming into the 2016-20 era of mayhem, and you're going to have media all over the place trying to chase down the cabinet people with all of their agendas, the Trump people. We're going to see how loyal Trump is to his cabinet picks and how loyal the cabinet picks are to Trump and all of this crap. Then there's the Congress, which is a clown show, complete clown show, and the Senate, which is now Republican controlled after the inauguration. Competing agendas, competing popularity contests, and don't forget one little thing. Let me reiterate this one thing. Okay, just 1 second. Here, just one thing. Okay. Mr. Trump will be the president of the United States in late January. Okay, he'll be the president. Within 2 years of that day, there will be a new, quote unquote, new group of people wanting to become the next president of the United States. And the next presidential election campaign will start to pick up steam in 2 years, 2027. So 2025, we have a new president. 2027 January, and thereafter, we've done the midterm elections, and now it's the next election coming up for 2028, the 2028 election coming up, November 2028. So starting in 27 and all through 27 and all through 28, the campaign is on the Democratic side and the Republican side. You're going to have primaries everywhere because there is no incumbent to defend the White House. Trump is a one-termer coming up, and in 2 years, he's a lame duck president, especially and consequently, if the midterms in 26, if the House or the Senate goes to Democratic, one or the other or both, it's all over. It's all finished. No one is going to put their name on anything to help anybody else. And the House and the Senate and the White House are all going different directions. And a whole bunch of new people from the Democratic side and the Republican side are going to try to get their nomination. And it's going to be a clown show extraordinaire. And if you're in the media business, you're in the following politics business like Fox and MSNBC and CNN and everybody else, it's going to be easy peasy money coming from every political spectrum candidate you can possibly imagine. The super PACs for the Democrats, the super PACs for the Republicans, and any other independent super PACs are going to be all over the place in America. This is for Americans to worry about. If you hate electioneering, you are going to hate being in America. in 2 years from now. It's going to be an absolute clown show extraordinaire, really bad. And that is what's coming. That is what is coming. Just saying, Splair. Have a wonderful Christmas, though. There you go. DA, do you trade cryptocurrency or only stocks? I don't trade anything. I don't buy and sell stock. I don't write options. I don't do any trading whatsoever. I am an analyst. I am an educator. I'm an opinionator, and I give you my
You're a
two
bagel
bits.
eater.
I'm a bagel-nator, and I help people make money on shrinkage, and that's all I do.
A bagel-nator.
You do the trading. You make the money. I just try to tell you how to make the money. That's me. I don't have a conflict of interest against you.
Got no
your
dog
choice.
in this race.
No dog in this race. That's it, Lisa. Trump wants to tax the Panama Canal. There you go. Dude, if you're at such a loss, you may well as buy shares. I like using fractional share brokers to build shares when I was making less income. Says, dude, the DA, I was able to build a 144% gain in a small portfolio over 4 years, just buying fractional shares for those companies that I mentioned. Zed, I think Trump will run for a third term. He can't. He cannot run for a third term. Dude, go slow, but try to invest 5 to 50% of your paycheck. Live on less for now, and you'll be able to live on more pretty quickly. This is for DA, who's brand new. Mandu, bagel, ALA, bagel. Jeff, he said he's going to buy Greenland again, a sovereign country. This guy, touch grass, the wheel is turning, and you can't slow it down. Estate.
We have our same craziness that the leader of the Conservative Party has gone to the Governor General to ask her to do something she does not have the power to do. But he's making great radio.
Oh, man.
Yeah, great radio. But,
We have,
she doesn't have the power to do that.
here
That's
in
not
Canada,
her purview.
we got our own clown show going on. Okay. We got a crazy clown show going on here.
Yeah. And
Trudeau-
is it fortunate or unfortunate they're now off for the Christmas break?
Yeah.
I don't
Trudeau is in a world of trouble.
know. He's in a world of
The
pain.
leader of our Conservative Party is the clown of clowns. This guy is a mega clown, followed by
He loves
zealots,
3-word phrases.
followed by right-wing zealots
Yeah.
that are wanting to bow at the Trump altar. So many Canadians are horrified at the thought that this moron could become prime minister because of a protest vote against Trudeau if we were to have a snap election. We are in a clown show here like you cannot believe. And
the
most
NDP
Canadians
is losing all of its integrity.
Yeah, and most of the Canadians are going, we hate these guys. We've always hated these guys. We don't like our choices. Sound familiar, Americans? It's
Yeah.
just like you. We have clowns up here.
Sound
We don't want to
familiar.
vote for any of these guys.
I
It's
know.
ridiculous. And so now the question, one of the questions now is, since Chrystia Freeland walked out of the party for now, she's still a member of the parliament. Could she become the next leader of the Liberal Party if they have her leadership review?
Because we vote for the party, we do not vote for the prime minister.
Sure.
The prime minister is whoever is the leader of the party.
Just like England,
Yes.
the party with the most seats has the prime minister. The question now is, will Chrystia Freeland possibly become the leader of the Liberal Party, clean house, and take over? Well, we could have, if we have an election in Canada and Trudeau loses, if he runs as prime minister, won't quit, he gets the Liberals kicked out, Conservatives take over, even a minority party. That gives the Liberals time to reorganize and clean house, because that's what's going to happen. Would she come in to do that? And then the next election, she would be the leader of the Liberals against the clown Conservatives. And what would happen then? That's the question.
It's time to get rid of those old white men. Yeah.
That's what America thought it was
just
doing.
Entrenched in their philosophy. You know, that stuff you learn before you're 5 years old, it stays with you.
Mhm.
And
America thought
and
they were getting.
5 a long time ago.
America thought they were getting rid of their old white men because Biden
got a younger
voluntarily
white
stepped aside, and clown face was allowed to be defeated, and it didn't work. The young white males of America voted Trump in again.
I know. They're
And there you
listening to their drunk uncle. At
And many of
Thanksgiving.
them are addicted to gambling, and you are going to make a ton of money off these people.
That's right.
You couldn't have asked for a better situation for you option writers. I don't think he makes it through the next 4 years. His health combined with Elon and company preferring Vance might just move him along. I don't know. Dude, 5 years of focus on
Do you
living.
not find Vance scary? A guy who has, I mean, I know that Trump used to be a Democrat.
It's a clown show. It's
Vance
a clown show.
Also supported him.
Dude says 5 years of focus on living tight and investing, and you'll do well. Christina, something is red, but now is going up. Hurry up and eat. Lurking ALA, save us, Freeland.
That's right.
Jeff, Trump was freaking out over the weekend about people joking that Elania is actually in charge.
Oh.
Seems that divorce might be coming sooner
Elania?
than expected.
Instead of Melania, that's wonderful.
Elania, Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, I like your mayor. Uncle Bruce, I like your mayor.
You like our
of
mayor,
Calgary?
Jody Gondek.
Jody, and then Christina, SOFI baby. Where are we at right now? 15:32 down 3.
Jody was
Pretty slow day, says Jeff.
announced the best mayor of a city over this size or something, because of the way she handled. We had a water pipeline break, and she handled it very well. She was on press every day.
Calgary has had a very unique group of people become its mayor.
Yes.
The first one to really, in the modern era, that completely changed politics in this province was our mayor, Ralph Klein. An alcoholic reporter,
Ex-pressman.
a functioning alcoholic news reporter for the local TV station that covered the City Hall beat. This guy was pals with all the councilmen and the mayors and all the administrators of City Hall, and he would meet them for beers at the St. Louis Hotel a block away from City Hall every afternoon. He knew the schedule of the council. He knew when they were in and out, and many of these guys would confide in him off the record, and he would have scoop after scoop about City Hall politics.
After them, he'd go to the press club, and the other people there would try to get him to share.
Ralph was the most connected newsman of City Hall. And he was drinking beer every day. And in 1980, we had a municipal election.
And he thought,
5 candidates.
I'm better than these people.
5 candidates wanted to run for mayor. And they were basically businessmen in Calgary who wanted to control the budget of City Hall to make their businesses shine like no tomorrow. And he came out and said, I'm running for mayor because the choices that the city, that you citizens are being given is bullshit.
Yeah.
Complete bullshit. I'm coming in as an outsider from the political arena. I don't own a business. I'm poor. I'm a reporter. I have no money. I'm running for mayor. I'm going to clean things up. I'm going to run it for the people. The people's mayor. And he won in a landslide. No one predicted he would get 20% of the vote. He won the whole enchilada, and he ran unopposed for 3 consecutive elections in a row after that. And he brought the Olympics to Calgary in 1988.
And he coined the phrase, let the Eastern bastards freeze in the dark.
Let them freeze in the dark. When oil prices went up,
and they didn't want to pay.
Alberta oil was restricted to what it could sell for the rest of Canada because the Liberal government, Trudeau's father, restricted oil out of Alberta to Eastern Canada at world prices. We had to sell oil.
We had to buy world price for their butter.
Yeah, we had to sell oil for $10 a barrel to Eastern Canada, while the rest of the world was paying $40 a barrel for oil. We weren't allowed to sell it to Americans. We could only sell it to Canadians at $10 a barrel, but yet a Ford F-150 produced in Oshawa, Ontario would come out here at top dollar.
Yeah.
And Mayor Ralph Klein, when asked about this energy policy, and the Premier of Alberta at the time, Peter Lougheed, restricted sales of oil to Eastern Canada. Yeah. We're going to shut the pipeline off. We're not even selling to our own Canadians.
It's not worth it to bring it out.
What do you think, Mr. Klein, or Mayor Klein, what do you think about Peter Lougheed shutting the pipeline down to Eastern Canada and not selling oil to Eastern Canadians? And now they have to buy oil from Venezuela and Saudi Arabia at $40 a barrel instead. Ralph Klein looked at the camera and said, let the Eastern bastards freeze.
In the dark.
In the dark.
We'll take our electricity too.
Up yours. Well, the popularity rating of Ralph Klein went to the roof around here because everyone around here was getting laid off. Albertans were getting laid off because they could only get
They were
$10 a
closing
barrel
down,
for
yeah.
their product that cost $20 to find and was trading at $20 on $40 on the open market. Then Ralph surprises everyone, says,
Oh, but
I'm going to leave I'm going to leave the city hall. I'm going to run for politics in Edmonton. I'm going to become an MLA in our province capital. Yeah.
I think it was like the day after he said that you saw the first bumper sticker that said it. Every car had the bumper sticker. Let them freeze in the dark.
This made national news. Here, we loved them. In Ontario and Quebec, oh, they were upset. Oh,
Quebec still doesn't buy our oil.
how anti-Canadian you are. And Ralph was going, anti-Canadian? You bastards in Quebec want to leave the country and form your own freaking country. We're anti-Canadian? You're having referendums to leave Canada. What are you talking about, you two-faced bastards?
You are the definition of treason.
Oh, the definition of treason. So Ralph decides, I'm leaving City Hall to run for provincial politics, like a state capital representative.
Or something, yeah.
Won his seat like that, became a minister of Indian and Northern Affairs,
so,
and then
yeah.
became another minister immediately. And then the Premier of Alberta announces he's retiring. Don Getty says, I'm going to go to pasture because he's in his 60s now. Ralph Klein announces, I'm running for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Alberta to become Premier, Governor of Alberta.
And then I can sit at the table with those Ontario and Quebec premiers.
Every provincial politician and news outlet and every national outlet laughed at this guy. Laughed that you haven't got a prayer. There's no way you're going to become premier. He won the leadership of the party like that, and he won the election in a landslide and 3 more after. He only left politics in Edmonton as premier of the province for 12 or 16 years because he was getting old and Alzheimer's was beginning to show and the alcoholism was getting to him. And he decided, I've had enough because I'm too old now to go any further. Alberta loved this guy.
And now we have, for our premier, another ex-reporter.
Oh, we've got a clown show in Edmonton now. This gal is a Looney Tune
really understands,
of Looney Tunes.
But she understands sound bites.
Oh.
She's very good at that. And again, has is petitioning for the radical, noisy radical vote.
Farmers love this gal. City folk, I didn't vote for her.
Our province is very divided, urban to rural.
Very, very divided.
As many states are.
We have red districts in this province and blue districts in this province.
We don't call it that here.
We don't call it that here, but that's what it is. And she is talking like a prime minister when she's only a premier. And she's not, in my opinion, she's not solving the province's problems that a premier can solve. She's concentrating on criticizing prime ministers. And the question is, what happens? But back to the mayor's office. Just one really more minute back to the mayor of Calgary office. After Ralph Klein, we had a couple of other mayors. And then we got a guy who decides, I'm going to run for mayor. Oh, what's your name? Nahid Nenshi. Nenshi. What's his background? Well, he's gay.
He's Muslim.
Okay, he's Muslim. He's gay.
He used to be a professor at the university.
Used to be a professor.
Mount Royal College.
Mount Royal College. And the political pundits are going, there's no way in hell this guy's going to be mayor of redneck Alberta, redneck Calgary City. No, wait, this is corporate headquarters of the oil patch. So conservative. So many Americans are here, come up here and work all the time. How is this Muslim who's gay going to become mayor? Well,
I don't think he's ever come out and said that.
He won it in the landslide, and he ran 3 more terms unopposed.
And we had him during the flood of 2013, where we coined a new phrase, Nenshi nouns, because he'd say, you people who are out on the river, you are, well, I can't say that word. So People were walking around with T-shirts saying, "Don't be a Nenshi noun." And come hell or high water, we will have the stampede.
So Nenshi leaves the city hall after 4 elected terms
Yeah.
unopposed. And he announces a year ago, I'm running for the leadership of the opposition party
The
in
NDP party.
Calgary, in Alberta, the NDP, which is the left-leaning party. I'm going to become the leader. I'm going to try to become the leader of the NDP. And the folks in the political world said, there's no way that's going to happen. A former gay mayor of Calgary, Muslim, to become, he won it like that. It wasn't even close. He got 80% of the vote. He's now the leader of the NDP, and he's waiting, patiently waiting for the next provincial
and
election.
we're not going to have another election until she absolutely has to call it. Yeah. And now the city of Calgary has Jody, and she's great. And we're such a multicultural city now. We're just so grown up.
This city of Calgary is reflective of a lot of Canada.
Her name is spelled Jhotti.
Okay.
Jody.
We have Ukrainians flooding us right now because of Ukraine's problems. They're more than welcome here. We have got folks here from Sudan, Somalia, Syria,
Southern India, lots. Of
India. We have immigrants from around
lots
the world.
of Asians from.
They're all working their butts off to make a go of it.
Our city is very pretty.
They're sponsoring families in and relatives in. They're buying houses. They're buying cars. They're buying groceries. They're creating jobs. They're paying taxes. The city is benefiting from the immigration wave.
Absolutely.
Housing prices are up. Yeah, of course. Where isn't it up? However, it's up because of demand and growth. And this city is the fastest growing city in all of Canada. It's quite amazing.
And we have all the colors and all the languages. And when you're out and about, I appreciate being able to hear all the languages. I love it. Yeah.
There are people here.
It's like singing.
There are people here who've escaped hell.
Oh, yeah. There are women here who have escaped.
Unimaginable hell on earth. They're here.
They grab their little girls and they come to Canada.
They have their children here. We go to Safeway, Costco, Michael's, Best Buy. They do what they do. Their kids are enrolled in school. They're learning English quickly, and they're joining the swim club and the soccer team, and they're learning how to play piano.
I think soccer is slowly taking over the world.
Whatever. They're becoming Canadianized, and these people are never going back. They're in for Canadian citizenship now. They have their 5-year time for it. They're not going anywhere. They're staying here because they figured out this compared to where we were.
So steady.
Never going back. Never going back.
Even with the clown car in Ottawa, we're still very steady.
Yeah.
Well, so much for our political rant this morning. How's the market?
Sorry to upset you. But until you get your butts up here and see this town for itself, in the summertime, don't come up here in the wintertime unless you're into skiing.
Oh, we got some red and green for Christmas.
We're down 235 on the down. We've been down there all day.
That's nothing.
Come up here in the summertime and you take a look at this town.
Oh.
How we operate here, and you'll go, wow, this is.
We have world-class trout fishing in the river that runs through
downtown,
the city.
Through downtown.
Fly fishing. Come here if you want to fly fish.
True.
And go just a little to the southeast if you want to look at dinosaur bones. And go to the west if you want to see mountains.
You want to
south if you want to see all the farms.
You
North
want to
if you
experience the First Nations culture. There are some very well-to-do First Nations around here.
And yeah, like this is definitely Treaty 7 land, all of Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Come to the city. See the cowboys in the stampede.
Was as great as the city is, I don't want to be here between January and June.
It's not the city. It's the weather you don't like.
We're going to head to Rancho Mirage, California, the frontier land of the West.
Again, Well, it's not Treaty 7, but Indigenous land.
True. Some Indian
I think the
bands,
Agua Caliente.
the Aqua Caliente band is doing very well down there.
Maybe another one too because of the Santa Roses.
Many indigenous bands doing very well in Southern California. Melting pot of a zillion cultures, California.
No, they're a mosaic. We're a melting pot.
Oh, they're a mosaic. Okay.
It's one of the major differences between America
What
and
she says.
Canada.
We love it.
Plus our political systems. Major difference. Yeah.
We enjoy it nonetheless. And
Yes,
we hang out there and enjoy the weather.
Trader Joe's cookies and chocolate.
Oh, did you know that Trader Joe's is owned by a German company called Aldi?
I'm sure they've seen Aldi stores.
There are Aldi stores in America. And
I'll leave you to this
thank you,
story.
Jen.
Bye, everybody. Have a great Monday.
See you later, baby.
Hope all your Christmas shopping is done and you're ready and you're baking and you can relax for a day before it starts.
Yeah, relax. Yeah. If you're in the United States and you've seen an Aldi grocery store, that is Aldi from Germany. The German company Aldi, the grocery store chain, split in two back in the 70s. And northern half of Germany, West Germany at the time, but now all of Germany, the northern half is Aldi North, and the southern half of Germany is Aldi South. Aldi South opened up grocery stores in the United States, starting in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and you'll find them in various communities in America, Aldi's. Trader Joe's was acquired by Aldi North in 1974. Did you know that? And so Aldi North owns the Trader Joe franchise, which Californians are convinced is a California-based corporation that's run by Californians. And it is. It is run by Californians. And it's based in California. And it has locations. But it's owned by Aldi North. That's the owner of Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's has huge financial backing if it needed it, and can expand if it wants to continue to do so. And of course, going to Trader Joe's is a pleasure. If you've ever been to a Trader Joe's before, you'll love it. Burrow King says, hi there, Auntie Jen. Dude, I heard an interview with Vancouver's mayor. What do you think of him, Uncle B? Don't know anything about him. Lorraine, it was male. IT was male. I don't know what that means. Burrow King, I came for options, and I love these stories. Bobby, my tinfoil hat guess is Elon is the next president. Lorraine, Uncle Elon can be president. He was not born in the U.S., so he can't be president. DA, I just sold all my AMC. I'm going to take that money and put it on SOFI. ALA. Oh, is that why Alberta hates Trudeau Sr.? Thanks for the true history, Uncle B. Oh, yeah, can't stand the old man. We hated that guy. He screwed Alberta in 1982 big time. Houses in Calgary in 1981 were going for an average of about $78,000 to $85,000. No. They were going for about $110,000 to $135,000. And 6 months after the election that Trudeau came back into power, the old man, the houses were $50,000 to $60,000. And almost all homeowners that had mortgages getting renewed handed the keys to their banker and said, "Here, you can have it back. I'm walking away from the house. I owe $100,000 on it. It's worth $75,000. Here." You tell Trudeau you own my house because I can't afford to pay it. Mm-hmm. We hate that guy. And hey, man, Leon can't be pressed. ALA, if Trudeau gets the rules changed for a third term, Obama should run again. Trudeau can run as many times as he wants. The question is, will he be elected? We don't have limits here in Canada. DA, I just sold all AMC. I've got 416 pounds now. Do I put it on SoFi, top up my GameStop, or should I treat myself with my losses? Felt like I haven't treated myself in a while. You decide for yourself, but you may want to take one or two classes. You may want to get that started first. Knowledge is power, and then decide what to do. Not a natural born citizen, probably broke immigration laws when he was first here, says Vilvas. Lisa, buy some SoFi, consider it investment for future treats. Dude, the real question is, who do the Dems go to run? Who's going to run 2028? The Rock, it's your time now. Lisa, Kamala Harris is going for a second run, question mark. Brian, DA, I would buy GameStop. Your first goal should be to get 100 shares of GameStop. Then you can write up your first covered call. Vilba, I doubt we'll see Kamala again. Dude, Kamala, Rock, 2028, double down. Lorraine, she's out. DA, Brian, I will do that. Brian, The Rock, laugh out loud. I mean, football player, WWE star, movie star, perfect for president. Yes, there we go. DA. Last one I have 121 work. I have 121 work HO. Workhorse, I'm 500 down, sitting on 75 pounds. Do I cut my losses? Again, I don't know. I don't give that advice. Jeff, instead of another celebrity, I'd love to have a smart person that knows how things actually work. Mayor Pete is my hope for 2028. Vilba, Jeff, is as a nation, we clearly don't want smart people who know how things work, you know. James, I just remembered that the first time I traveled to Alberta in 86, I was amazed to find Ukrainian fast food restaurants. I was amazed. Brian, Vilba says, laughing, a Splair of Calgary is for sure on my bucket list. ALA, Drumheller, Alberta was amazing to visit. James of the Misty Tree, my introduction to pierogies. Yum. Aurora, I love Calgary. I've been here for over 20 years, says Aurora. Splair, I knew it with Aldi. I knew that with Aldi. Splair, have a wonderful Christmas time. Anti-Gen, dude, 40% of the nation is smart. The rest of us that vote, though, you know, that's a problem. Flint, Aldi kicks hind end. All right. Splair, Aldi North and Aldi South, but that's not completely correct. Aldi South is spread through the complete country, but mostly it's the South. Brian, if Brian drops 10%, I'm going to write some cash secured puts. Lisa, there's an Aldi around the corner from me, some absolute rock bottom prices if you're not fussy about brand names. Splair, some discounts per week can only be found at one of them or both. For example, the last time a PS4 discount, €100 less, was only at Aldi South. Interesting. Robbie, the famous train ride of Trudeau Sr. from Ontario to Alberta. Lorraine, in Georgia, they are building the largest international soccer stadium, 13 fields. They are moving from Chicago. They are building hotels. Our housing prices are going up. Yes, many Aldi prices are good. Slayer, 2028, USA should be ready for a woman, but one that is active in social media. Zed, has there not been a U.S. president that ran 3 times? The last one would have been Roosevelt, but the Constitution was changed with an amendment, only 2 terms. One, Kamala spent $1.5 billion and didn't win. She shouldn't leave her cave anymore. Splair, imagine next election, Melania Trump on Democratic side and Donald Jr. on the Republican side. Whatever. Flint, Pete, dude, I like the way you think, Splair. Choose good choices there. Chaos, complete chaos. There you go. Welcome all to the program and to the party. We like to make money here. So there you go. We're down 204 points on the Dow. SoFi down 6 cents. Rocket Lab down 16. GameStop up 70. AI down 6. NVIDIA up 139. Tesla up 437. There it is. Finishing the last chunk of this bagel. So good. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's check out the poll question and thumbs up meter. 179 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. 21 to go. We'll have 200 thumbs ups. 375 votes are in on the poll question of the day. 28 to 72% is the spread now. The yes side is gaining a bit now. Will SoFi hit $20 this week? It's 28% say, it could happen, 72% say no. One thing I noticed, SoFi isn't backing off at all. It was down a tad, but not much. I think SoFi has upside, not downside. The question is, how much? I don't know. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. We're within 21 of 200 now. They're coming in. Thank you, everyone. Uncle Bruce, Brian, Uncle Bruce, Jan 24, GameStop covered calls 30/50s going for around $4 at the money or out of the money calls. What do you think? Mm. Mm-mm. You're probably asking me about, are these Jan 25s? The 24th of January, 2025? I don't know what you're asking me for sure. Dishes and laundry done. Almost done today's honey-do list here. Lorraine, Oprah took $1 million from Harris. Al Sharpton, 500,000. What a shame. Brian, GameStop, 3081. And Brian, Jan 24, 2025. Okay, so January 2025 contracts. You're thinking about doing covered calls. So should you write $30.50 covered calls on GameStop that expire a month from now for $4? What do you think? Well, that's an at the money, almost. This is just barely in the money contract. 30.88 for the stock. This is 30.50 call. So it's 38 cents in the money. That is a huge premium to enjoy. You can make money on this one. Brian, yeah, interesting. Flint, GameStop, break 32, and let's go to the moon. And that could happen too. Brian, GameStop, $31. There it is, 31.01. You might get 4.25 for that contract. Maybe you can get 4.50 for that contract. Maybe you'll write 31s. Maybe you'll write 32s for January expiry. I don't know. 31.01 up to 119 on GameStop. SoFi up a dime. 1545, Rocket Lab up 31, AI up 42, NVIDIA up 219, Tesla up 6. We got a buy wave on some of our favorites here. Costco down 16, Coinbase down 11.40. Watching Google off 2 cents, Apple down 35 cents, and Microsoft down 243. Facebook down 693. Amazon is up 14 cents. 693 gain on Meta, 14-cent gain on Amazon, actually. Supermicro up 60 cents. Uber up 82. Adobe down 43. Enphase up 50 cents right now. Moderna up 89. Pfizer up a penny. Interesting market. Brian, I guess 31s, 32s might be better if it keeps running, though. Christina, if there's a jump on SoFi, is that what's happening? 1544, go SoFi, go. Yeah, seems to be popping up a little bit. SoFi volume right now is today 9.1 million, very quiet at 8:42. So we're coming into the first, quite a bit of time here, past the hour. So 1 hour 12 minutes. Has it been that much time already? Oh my God, time is flying by here. Anyway, there you have it. Brian, Flint Creek, is the consensus that there is resistance at 32? I don't know. Don't know, 30.84 now. Bobby, my April to April loan with this month's transfer will be $1,500 left to go. Way to go, man. Brian, market is all popping at the same time. Bruce, like you said, it's popping everywhere, all green at the same time. Yeah. Well, SoFi's up, Rocket Lab's up, GameStop, AI, NVIDIA, Tesla, they're all green. I'll turn green. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you all for joining us this fine day. I will be here tomorrow morning for the 8 o'clock show for the Gold Bagel members to start with. Then I'll kick off the big show at 8:30 for all the rest of you there. Thank you for joining me, and please join me again tomorrow. And then Wednesday we're off, and then Thursday, Friday I'm on, and Thursday night 7 o'clock primetime live with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members only. Christina, I just jumped in the casino for 30 minutes. I bought 39 SoFi calls when it hit the low of the day. I knew Uncle Bruce eating the bagel would pop it back up. Bought the call for 53 cents and sold it for 64 cents. Made $11 times 39 contracts. There's about $500 or something like that. If the Dems don't take the rock, the Republicans will, and we'll be in for it. Trump used to be the Dem, Christina, I'm already out. I know, Uncle Bruce, I know. Bobby, however, SoFi cash roll last week would pay off completely many times over. Well, there's that too. Well, anyway, we'll see how it all plays out, kids. We have lots to watch, lots to follow, and we will. Thank you all in the meantime for your support of this channel. We will see you here tomorrow morning, Jen and I, for Christmas Eve tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And we'll see how this market works the rest of the day today and then tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Get Richard out there, please. Take the money. Flint Creek, GameStop looks primed to me. There you go. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Don't forget the knee emojis and all that good stuff. Shrinkmas Eve, Uncle Bruce. It's Shrinkmas Eve. We got to love that. Way to go, kids. Keep the drive alive. We'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.